If in recent days you felt like everything has stalled financially, that doors have closed without explanation, that money has simply stopped flowing, pay attention. This is not punishment, it's the final test before your biggest financial turnaround. The hidden pattern before every turning point. There is a spiritual pattern that repeats itself before every major financial turnaround, and most people don't recognize it, so they give up just before the miracle. I'll show you the exact signs that appear when your abundance is about to manifest, but you need to know how to read them, because God doesn't warn with words. He warns with actions, and if you don't understand the language, you interpret what is actually preparation as abandonment. How many people gave up with 1 day to go, 1 week, 1 month to go, because they didn't recognize the signs? Today you will learn to read these signs, and you will understand that what you are experiencing now is not the end. This is the final rehearsal. Signal 1. Everything suddenly freezes. The first sign that your turning point is near is when everything is financially stalled for no apparent reason. You were flowing, things were moving forward, small results were appearing, and suddenly, total silence. Sales stop, customers disappear, opportunities evaporate, the money that was coming in is frozen, and you think, what did I do wrong? Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. What's happening is that God is recalibrating your frequency to receive something greater than you were prepared to grasp. Think of it this way. Before you can carry 100 kilos, you need to stop carrying 10 kilo. Before embracing the new, you need to let go of the old, even if the old was working. This blockage is not a punishment, it's a repositioning. And most people, when they see everything come to a standstill, despair, they revert to the old ways, they accept anything, and they miss the opportunity to turn things around. You're not going to be that person. If your financial life has suddenly stalled, don't panic, you're being repositioned. The turnaround is coming. Sign 2, you feel a deep unease. The second sign, you begin to feel an inner restlessness that you can't explain. It's not anxiety, it's not fear. It's a feeling that something is about to happen, that you're being moved by an invisible force. You wake up in the middle of the night with ideas. You feel like changing everything. You question things you previously accepted. This is God awakening the next level within you, because you can't move on to the next stage while remaining the same person. You need to evolve internally before you can receive externally. And this unease, it's the discomfort of transformation. The caterpillar feels uncomfortable before turning into a butterfly. It doesn't understand what's happening, but it is happening. You are being restructured from within to support the abundance that is coming from the outside. And many people, at this point, try to numb this unease. They return to their comfort zone. They give up on the discomfort. But it is precisely this discomfort that signals growth. If you are restless, anxious for something that hasn't arrived yet, know this: you are being prepared. Don't run from it. Go through it. Sign 3. The right people disappear, the wrong ones appear. Third sign, people begin to reorganize themselves around it. Friends who were always close drift apart. Partnerships that seemed solid crumble. People you trusted disappoint you. And at the same time, new people appear out of nowhere. Unexpected opportunities arise. Random connections happen. This is no coincidence, it's alignment. God is removing those who won't fit into the next phase and bringing in those who will. But it hurts, because you're still stuck in the old cycle. You need to understand, it's not rejection, it's redirection. Some people are placed in your life for a limited time, and when that time is over, forcing them to stay only delays their transformation. If people are leaving your life right now, don't chase after them, let them go. If new people are showing up, pay attention, they were sent. This social reorganization is one of the biggest signs that your frequency has changed, and those who vibrate at the old frequency can no longer connect with you. Signal 4, you go through a brutal financial test. Fourth sign, and this is the most difficult. You go through a financial test that seems impossible to overcome. The bill you weren't expecting, emergency spending, an unexpected loss, the investment that went wrong, and you think, how am I going to manage financially if I can barely afford this? Here's the secret. This test isn't meant to break you. It's meant to make you stronger. Before God gives you abundance, He tests your faith in scarcity. Because if you panic when there's a shortage, you'll become egotistical when there's an abundance. This brutal test is the final question. Do you still trust me when all seems lost? And the answer you give, not with words, but with your attitude, determines whether you pass or not. If you despair, complain, and rebel, you fail. If you take a deep breath, look for solutions, and keep the faith, you will get through this. And when you pass by, the turning point comes immediately afterward. Every great financial turnaround story has a brutal chapter right before it. Always, if you're at this chapter now, don't give up. You're one step away. Sign 5, you receive repeated spiritual confirmations. Fifth sign, you begin to receive spiritual confirmations repeatedly. Could it be a message that seems to speak directly to you, a vivid dream about prosperity, repeated numbers such as 1111, 222, 777, random conversations that confirm what you feel, passages, phrases, songs that appear at just the right moment? This is no coincidence. It is divine communication. When God is about to move in your life, He begins to prepare you emotionally and spiritually. These confirmations are like warnings from a plane about to take off. Fasten your seatbelts. Takeoff is imminent. But many people ignore this. They think it's just their imagination, and they miss out on the necessary inner preparation. If you are receiving repeated confirmations about abundance, prosperity, financial turnaround, don't ignore it. God is speaking. And when God speaks repeatedly, it's because something is near. Write down these confirmations. They will sustain you during the final days of waiting. Sign 6. You feel like you are alone. Sixth sign. You feel a profound loneliness, even when surrounded by people. Nobody understands what you're going through. Nobody believes in what you're building. Nobody sees what you see, and you feel completely isolated. This is strategic separation. Before Deus publicly elevates you, LA privately separates you. Because the turning point that's coming for you isn't collective, it's individual. And it demands that you stand firm even when no one else is by your side. Moses was set apart in the desert. Jose was separated in prison. David was separated in the field. Jesus was set apart in the desert for 40 days. Loneliness before a turning point is not abandonment. It's preparation for leadership. Because when you turn around, a lot of people will want to be near you. And you need to know who you are without the crowd so you don't get lost when the crowd comes. If you're feeling lonely right now, understand this: you haven't been forgotten. You've been separated, and separation always precedes elevation. Signal 7. You finally let go of the controller. Seventh and final sign. You finally let go of control and truly surrender. You stop forcing it. You stop despairing. You stop trying to manipulate the outcome. And you simply deliver. Not because you gave up, but because you trusted. This delivery is the last gateway before the demonstration. Because while you're clinging to the task of controlling every detail, you block the flow. But when you let go, the universe finally has room to act. And it's always after genuine commitment that the turning point happens. How many times have you seen this? You fought, but for nothing. You let go, and everything was resolved. Because God doesn't compete with your control. He waits for you to let go, and when you let go, He moves. If you finally reach the point where you can truly surrender, without desperation, without pressure, just with faith, get ready, because your turning point isn't far off. It's right around the corner. What to do now that you've recognized the signs? Now that you recognize the signs, here's what you do. 1. Don't give up, no matter what it seems like. The last few days before the turn of the year are the hardest, intentionally so. 2. Keep taking action, even if you don't see immediate results. Faith without action is an illusion. Act as if the change has already happened. 3. Protect your mind from negative voices. Not everyone will understand, and that's okay. You don't need an audience. You need faith. 4. Say thank you in advance. Preemptive gratitude is faith in action. Give thanks for the turnaround you haven't yet seen. 5. Stay alert. The turning point can come from where you least expect it. God is not predictable. He is strategic. The door may open in a way you never imagined. If you've recognized at least 3 of these signs in your life right now, know this: you're not being punished. You're being prepared. Your financial turnaround is closer than you think. Don't give up now.